Thom Hartmann here on the news. You need to know this. Surprise, surprise. Insurance companies are trying to cheat customers out of more money. Since the start of Obamacare, we've heard various reports of companies canceling insurance policies and charging customers hundreds of dollars more each month to continue coverage. Well, it turns out that many of those cancellation letters were misleading and failed to mention that customers could find better policies at lower prices, often from the exact same company, on one of the healthcare exchanges. A special report by Talking Points Memo found specific examples of insurance companies contacting people before the October 1st start date and trying to lock them into higher price plans than they could find on an exchange. Companies warned customers that their plans were being canceled and offered them newer, higher-priced plans, but made no mention of healthcare exchanges or subsidies that people could qualify for under Obamacare. One of the women interviewed by TPM would have had to pay more than $1,000 a month for a new plan offered by her insurance company, and it offered bare minimum coverage with a $6,300 deductible. After logging on to her state's insurance exchange, the Seattle resident found a plan for $80 a month with a $250 deductible. When TPM asked her insurance company why they were using such deceptive methods, a spokesman said that customers know that they have other options. Although it's not clear how many of the cancellation letters being received throughout our country are the result of the same dishonest tactics, it's likely that many other companies are pulling the same scam. These cancellations aren't because of Obamacare. They are simply insurance companies trying to rip off more people while they still have a chance. This is the exact reason why we needed the healthcare law to begin with. Insurance companies will always put corporate greed over people's health and people's wallets. And that's the reason why we should continue to push for single-payer Medicare for all and get the profit and the for-profit companies out of our healthcare. In Screwed News, after using our commons to build their fortunes, the super rich are abandoning America. Since 2008, wealth in our country has grown from $47 trillion to $72 trillion, but our society has gained nothing as a result of that increase. There's been virtually no infrastructure, no increase in tax revenue, and no contribution to our society because the wealthy aren't supporting this nation, and corporate taxes have been cut by half. In addition, for the first time in our nation's history, the rich think they don't need American middle-class workers. Globalization has allowed them to build factories in China, India, or some third-world country. Super wealthy use the benefits of our commons to make money, and then find tax loopholes to deprive our nation of at least $300 billion a year in tax revenue. Despite using our roads, airports, police, and justice system, the wealthy continue to believe that they made their fortunes without any help from American society. And after they've hoarded all their cash, many are simply moving to tax haven nations to avoid contributing at all to the nation that made them rich. Yet they have the audacity to call us the takers. In the best of the rest of the news, President Obama issued an executive order last Friday aimed at helping local communities prepare for climate change. The order is part of the president's larger climate plan, and it will encourage local planners to consider droughts, floods, and superstorms when building new infrastructure. The president's order also set up the Council on Climate Preparedness and Resilience, which is a task force of local leaders who will help the federal government support communities dealing with climate change. The plan will make it easier to increase building standards, protect natural storm barriers like wetlands and dunes, and ensure that local communities have access to climate data and build on climate change plans already in place for federal agencies. While we must do more to prevent further damage to our environment, it's important that we're also prepared for the extreme weather that climate change has already created. According to radcast.org, radiation levels in the Southwest are coming down from their recent rise, but levels near the East Coast are still volatile. Gainesville, Georgia has seen levels of 51 counts per minute and spiking at 75. Robbinsville, New Jersey is experiencing spikes of 63, and Salisbury, Massachusetts is hitting 72. As alarming as those radiations may be, they're nothing compared to the sudden increase near the Fukushima nuclear power plant in Japan. Levels near that plant are hitting over 16,000 counts per minute, up 45% from last week. Remember, the alert level is just 100 counts per minute, and radiation at Fukushima is already 160 times that level. And we can only imagine how high these levels may rise when TEPCO starts moving spent fuel rods at the end of this week. Corporate media may ignore these important statistics, but radcast.org is working hard to keep us informed. And finally, Senator Rand Paul is very upset that he got called out for plagiarism after MSNBC host Rachel Maddow pointed out that the Kentucky senator used exact language from Wikipedia during a speech. Paul was determined to defend his honor. During an interview on ABC's This Week, the senator seemed confused about what constitutes plagiarism and said, "I'm being unfairly targeted by a bunch of hacks and haters." And he explained that his ideal solution would be to challenge Maddow and others to a duel, as in settling their dispute by gunfight. Paul said, if dueling were legal in Kentucky, if they keep it up, it would be a dual challenge. But I can't do that because I can't hold office in Kentucky then. We've known the Republicans want to go back to the past, but now we know that they want to hail that when they hail to the glory days of the 50s, it's the 1850s to which they'd like to go back. And that's the way it is today, Monday, November 4th, 2013. I'm Thom Hartmann on the news.